name is Dominic Ravina. I'm an online personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today I am here with my client, Nick.
Hi, I'm Nikolai, or Nick for short. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm 30 years old.
Awesome. Sweet. How would you describe your fitness and nutrition journey so far since we started working together?
Yeah, I had, during my major burnout, lost a lot of weight without meaning to, because it was really, really hard for me to like just get up and make food. I also I had to like miss some work, and that just makes it more difficult. So you're just like, I can't order food in as much. And also health wise, it always felt better when I was able to make fresh food for myself. So I just lost a lot of weight. And it also, because of that, I didn't have a lot of energy. And I wanted to have energy, and I wanted to have mass, and I wanted to be able to be active again, because I really liked having an active lifestyle, even just like outside of working out, being able to just like go on a hike with friends, right? Like
Right.
just be able to do any of that.
Yeah, enjoying your life.
Yeah, exactly. Like just being able to like be out and about. I think different things work for different people.
Right.
And being able to, like, for example, you made a workout routine where, because I was completely stuck in my bed, like I did not have energy to do much.
I
And so
remember.
you made a routine where I could use like small weights in bed, and
Yeah.
like I didn't have to leave my bed. I didn't have to go to the gym. I don't know, show up for myself in like a traditional way.
Right.
And I really wanted to keep at least some momentum. And you never discouraged me from making the adjustments that I needed, where like some people might see it as like letting yourself go and like a
Right.
moral failing or that sort of thing. But being able to just be like, okay, like today, all I have the energy for is literally just going like this in my bed, and that's okay. And that's
Right.
something.
Have the attention to detail to know, okay, what are you capable of right now? And what do you want to be capable of in the future? And how can we get you to that? And it was just showing up for you in those spaces too, where, it probably wasn't easy because it doesn't look like the traditional model of showing up and having success in fitness, but you were still having that because you were very good at not comparing yourself to anyone else except yourself. And I think that's why over these last 2 years, you've been so successful with achieving the goals that you wanted to, even though it didn't necessarily look as if the blueprint or the route that you were taking were matching. It still got you there, and you're still making progress, and new goals are arising too. So I'm curious how that progress and that journey has been for you, from being in this bed and doing your workouts in bed to then now going to your apartment gym, and you have gained mass and you are eating more regularly, because that was also something you were struggling with too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gosh, like working with you was so helpful in, I don't know, maintaining that kind of mindset too, because like there were periods too where I would, struggle to like not compare myself to like past me also, and like not compare myself to like, I don't know, like Instagram influencers or that sort of
Right.
thing. Where I would be like, oh, I'm never gonna get there. But you, like as an educator, sort of thing, for me, I always love when people do like asset-based learning versus like deficit-based
Yeah.
or teaching,
Mhm.
where you have always celebrated me like meeting the goal, whether it is a goalpost that people might consider low or whatever. There was never a moral aspect to it. It was always like you did the exercises that you were aiming to do, and that's awesome. And like, let me know how you're feeling. If maybe we can add one more exercise. How does that sound? Like, you've always worked with me throughout that. And it is mind-boggling how far that I've gotten to come because of that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time in the past, what would happen is like I would get to this burnout point where I would all of a sudden not be able to do the things. Like I would get to a point where I was like, oh, okay, I am going to the gym. And then something in my life would happen, or a health issue would come up. And then I would feel like I was back at square one again. And I sometimes coaches don't really know what to do with that because, you know, it's hard to find the balance
Hmm.
and it can feel like a failure, but
Yeah.
it's not like life ebbs and flows and you've always been understanding of that. And the fact that I am able to go to the gym now and I'm able to like have these gains, I never thought that I would have this. Like truly,
Yeah.
I fully was like, I'm just going to be in bed for the rest of my life. And like, and that wouldn't have been a moral failing. That wouldn't have been, you know, a failure. It just would have been a much more difficult life.
Hmm.
And I'm very, very thankful to be able to be doing what I'm doing now. I never thought.
Yeah, and you made all of that possible for yourself too, and that's the thing that I as a coach love about my job is that I get to just help sort of be that guiding light for people. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to them and their drive and their willpower and their consistency to show up even when the motivation isn't there. And you had, very low motivation when you started, and you have a lot more motivation now, which is cool to see because you now, even when you have low motivation, aren't as low as you once were because you've built up those repetitions of showing up for yourself, and you now crave the gym, which is cool. I don't think you used to crave it in the way that you do now, and that's also a big testament to the fact that you've been diligent about looking at your health, fitness, and nutrition as something that is very similar to brushing your teeth or taking a shower or needing to go for a walk or stretching or doing things to take care of our bodies that really take care of our future, because it is preserving our ability to have a mobile future when we age and to also live life to the fullest. And you made a decision at that moment in your life to say, I know that I can be living my life to a fuller extent, and I want that for myself, and I'm going to get that for myself no matter what happens, no matter what excuse I may come up with. Dominic will not let me entertain any excuse. um,
Exactly. Exactly.
and
And like
and
those excuses for me would always look like me putting like a moral judgment on myself and putting
right.
like a defeatist kind of attitude towards myself that like again, you not even once had like I don't know. I don't know how you have balanced the like thing of being like, okay, like, yeah, like I know you can do this, and also like pushing me while also not making me feel like, oh, if I don't do this, I have failed. Like
Right.
it's hard to find that balance between like, you know, supporting someone to like continue and like make actual strides
Hmm.
while also really doing a good job at making sure that shame doesn't like get into the picture. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because all of those moments where you might have felt as if you were not sort of working at your optimum, you were still trying to find a way to get there. And on top of that, if a moral judgment came in, it was going to take you even longer to get there.
Yeah.
So if I was to somehow put some sort of spin of shame onto it, that is not going to be supportive to you in showing up and being vulnerable with me about the struggles as to why that's hard for you. And I think sometimes that's where people can not understand the role that they play as a coach, where you have to hold space for each individual person. And yes, you may have a sort of plan set out for a client, and you may be absolutely confident that you know how to build mass or help someone lose body fat or achieve whatever XYZ goal it is. But just because you know how to do that based off of your own experience in your life that brought you to want to be a coach is not mean that the client then has to follow exactly the roadmap that you did or the roadmap that you've been taught, because everything is ever changing and knowledge is always being updated as we continue to learn and grow. So each human being is that way. So each
Yeah.
client of mine is going to be that way. And so what worked for you might not work for the next person who is experiencing burnout either. And it's just meeting people where they're at. And I think too, you have a really good ability of knowing yourself and what you need and advocating for that. So it's helped me know how to coach you in a way that feels very symbiotic. And I'm thankful for that as well, because I think that you're very clear on your goals, and it's great because then you achieve them and then you're on to the next goal. And I think that that's also what's really cool too, is you just are always wanting to continue to better your relationship to your fitness and nutrition no matter where you're at in your life. And that's a huge testament to just how much you're willing to show up for yourself and take care of yourself, because if we're not doing that, then we can't do that for other people in our lives. And you have a very good understanding of that.
Thank you. That seriously, I really appreciate that. I have
You're welcome.
worked so hard. It's exactly the thing too of like, it's not even just like the physical shifts in the body, it's also like the mental shifts and what and reframing how you view health and how you view yourself and that sort of thing. And I think something I just really, really appreciate and I see as something that I've needed in general from coaches too is taking away the moral like judgments towards health, where it's like the goal is health and it's not some sort of like benchmark for someone's worth. It's just also knowing like, hey, if this is a goal that you want to achieve, like I'm here to support you the entire way.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, I really, really appreciate that you're
Yeah.
very mindful of different clients having different goals and that not everybody's goals are going to be the same. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, it's just very, very individualized for each person's needs. And there's a lot of really like honest communication too.
Yeah. And I'm curious to what are some of the goals that you came in with that you've accomplished, and then where are you at now? What are your goals for this current year?
Yeah, I started with goals of like building mass, but also a lot of it too had to do with chronic pain where because I didn't have the muscle support to what felt like hold my bones in place,
Mm-hmm.
sleeping was super, super hard. And that's still something I'm working on, but the working out and like building the strength has helped with sleep, has helped with being able to do my day-to-day life. And I know it just helps with the momentum in general too. Yeah, so a lot of it was trying to decrease pain, was trying to decrease dysphoria by building mass. A lot of it too was I wanted to at least someday be able to dance again
Mm-hmm.
by let's see, what else was it? Oh, I also wanted to be able to have a nutrition plan that wasn't based in deficits
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to gain mass, but also I, had a history of eating disorders in the past and calorie counting in the past. And so you were very, again, like it was really individually based where it could be like, oh, I'm just like uh logging the kinds of foods that I have. So I make sure that it's like well rounded
Mm-hmm.
instead of like um being like, oh, like I had sugar, I had fat, boo, or anything like that. It was like, oh, yay, like I'm implementing all of these things into my diet.
Mhm.
Um, and so
You have
that
the
was
mindfulness around, just more whole foods and how to pair them to support your not only your macronutrients but your micronutrients as well.
exactly, exactly. And that also helped too with vitamins because there was a period of time where I had a vitamin deficiency and then
Right. Yeah, I
got
remember
that
that.
too,
Yeah.
which caused a bunch of health problems. And so it all intertwines, and doing all of that has made a huge difference in my like overall mental health and of course physical health too. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think too that's sort of also why we came to create that workout for you for whenever life calls
Oh, I
for
love
it.
that.
You just have no excuses. Do this workout. If you can't make it to the gym, you still have this workout, and so you now have that flexibility and that intuition with yourself to decide, okay, where am I at energy wise today? How much energy can I put into my fitness and nutrition? If it's from a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most, 1 being the least, maybe I'm at a 2. Okay, so I'm going to stay home. How can I move my body? I can dance. I can do some push-ups. You love push-ups. So,
Which is wild because growing up I was terrified of them. I hated push. I couldn't do a single one. And so now I'm like, ah.
yeah, no, and it just shows too that when we're younger as well, our perception of fitness and nutrition can be influenced by the environments that we are around, or it becomes politicized. It then affects people on an individual level. And so you've been able to reclaim that for yourself in that way too. And I think that's very powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely. It feels really good, yeah, to be able to just go to the gym, and also now too, being able to have the know-how of how the machines work
Hmm.
and what kinds of exercises to do because, oh my gosh, when I first started going to the gym, I would walk in and it was like,
Yeah, it's overwhelming for sure. It's a very intimidating space because you have so many different kinds of people, and then everyone's in their own world most of the time listening to music or doing funny movements with their body with heavy weights. And it's something that, on your day-to-day life, you're not really interacting with in that form. And so it does have its own standard and etiquette and culture to it that to some people can feel very intimidating and also inaccessible. I think for you to then take up space in gym spaces where you were not allowed to take up space before is great, and also is paving the way for other people to feel confident to do that too. So that's why I was really excited today to celebrate you and just to show all of your progress and success with everything.
the successes that I have now versus towards the beginning, because the beginning was like just trying to get back into life. I now am able to like go to the gym for fun. I go as like a social situation now,
Mm.
which again, never thought. And I am now able to do exercises I never thought I was going to be able to do. I'm able to lift amounts I never thought I was going to be able to lift. And also too, like it helps a lot with the dysphoria. Well, the days that I work out, being able to look in the mirror and just be able to see myself more now, I feel like more and more over time, I'm starting to feel more in my body. And I really feel it like day to day more present in my life because of it. Nutrition wise, now I'm also because I'm able to go out and about, like I can go to the farmer's market and like
Mm.
go on a walk with friends and bring back like fresh ingredients. And I'm now excited to be able to cook meals that have all food groups included and play around with flavors. And it feels like an artistic kind of exercise,
Mhm.
uh, and also make food for and with friends. And so doing all of this has made me feel so much more connected to community and so much more connected to myself. I think the individualization of this coaching format has been super, super huge for me. I know that it would be really, really huge for a lot of other people in my life as well. If you have chronic pain, various disabilities, if you struggle with mental health, I really think that this is a good route to go because you like go in with curiosity instead of your own ideas of how things should go and the accomplishments I should be able to make. This like long distance coaching has worked really, really well. Sometimes I forget that we don't see each other in person.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I'm excited for like when I finally do get to go hang out with you and like work out together in person too.
Yeah, when I'm in LA, that'd be really cool. Eventually it'll happen. But thank you for saying all of that. That means a lot to me because I'm really passionate about helping people similar to you who are just feeling that want and desire to show up and be better in their fitness and nutrition and mindset for themselves, but maybe feel there's certain barriers or that someone might just not know how to meet them where they're at. So I'm glad that I could do that for you, and I'm excited to do that for other people too. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you are interested in receiving coaching from me, similar to my client Nick, you can reach out to me through either Instagram, TikTok, or here on YouTube. All 3 platforms have my coaching application link, so feel free to fill it out and I'll reach out to you and let's get started achieving your goals similar to Nick.